This is lesson 4.10. We're going to be writing quadratic equations in this lesson, and we're going to be using vertex form, which is the form that we used in 4.2, where y equals a times x minus h squared plus k is the formula. So in this form, I need a, h, and k to be able to write an equation. So we're going to jump right into an example for this. The first example has a vertex at 0, 0 and a point at 2, 4. And I'm going to use this information to write my equation. First of all, I'm going to label what I've got. So I have an x, I have h, and I have k, and I have x, and I have y. And I've already started labeling my problem. H is 0 and k is 0. So I'm also going to label what happens when I get x, which is 2, and y, which is 4. So these are the things that I want to be able to plug into my equation. And the equation is y equals a times x minus h parentheses squared plus k. So I'm going to replace in this equation the h, the k, the x, and the y. So replacing the y gives me 4, I don't know a, x is 2, h is 0, k is also 0. So plugging this in gets rid of all of my variables except for a, and that's what I want to solve and figure out. So going to the next page, I'm going to be solving this for a. So 4 was a times 2 minus 0 squared plus 0. So 4 was a times 2 squared. So 4 equals a times 4. So divide both sides by 4 and I get 1. My a is 1. So now that I know a, and I already knew h was 0, and I already knew k was 0, then going back to my standard equation, I'm going to fill those values in, and then I should have my equation. Y equals 1 times x minus 0 squared plus 0. So that's replacing, there's a, there's h, there's k. And then if I simplify this a little bit, I get y equals 1 times x squared, which is just x squared, plus 0, which does not change my equation at all. So the answer to this problem is y equals x squared. Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's try another example. For example 2, I have a vertex at 2, 3, and I have a point at 1, 1. And I'm going to use the same process that I did last time. So first I'm going to go ahead and label. My vertex is h and k. My point is x and y. So then that tells me what information I've got. H is 2, k is 3, x is 1, y is also 1. And those are the things I'm going to plug into this equation. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Alright, so y is 1, a is a, x is 1, h is 2, k is 3. So I have 1 equals a times 1 minus 2 is negative 1 squared plus 3. So I have 1 equals a times negative 1 squared, which is 1, plus 3. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides to find out what a is. So I'm going to go to the next page for that. 1 equals a plus 3. 1 equals a plus 3. And the program's giving me some trouble. Subtract 3 from both sides, and I have negative 2 equals a. And then what were my h and k? I've already forgotten. I'm going to go back and double check. H was 2 and k was 3. So h was 2 and k was 3. So if I put this all together in my formula, y equals -2 times x minus 2 parentheses squared plus 3. That's my standard form, or my vertex form, I mean, of the equation, and that's my answer. Vertex form. Okay, so now you only have a very few problems that you can work for this. So you're going to turn to page 50. Okay, we're going to go to page 75. This is at the end of the chapter. And you're only working problems 1 through 6. So you work all 6 of those problems, and then you'll be finished, and then you can take your quiz.